Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is watcharc. My name is Simone. I am a 22-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast, and in today's video we're going to be talking about this watch, which is a Casio. I know I've been talking a lot about Casio lately, but I seem to find more and more watches by Casio that I like to review, I like to try out. Last video I talked about Casio analog watches versus digital watches, and before that I did the unboxing for this watch. I'm going to be writing here the reference number because I can't remember that, but all you need to know about this one is this is a great option if you want something a little more dressy than your average Casio watch. This is an analog watch, so you know, that kind of environment where you can use this one is maybe more of a dapper thing. It's got a couple of flaws, obviously. The price, obviously, it's going to be a low price, and it's got its own issues, but overall I feel like this is a great option for a lot of people out there. A lot of people may be into fashion watches, and if someone comes to you and asks whether Daniel Wellington is great, you can direct them to this one, because this is a watch I feel like has an aesthetic that will please most people, and the quality is really high and the price is really competitive. So you know, this is the basic things you get about Casio. Let's get a little bit more specific. We have a 40mm diameter for the case, which is great. It's really comfortable, although I feel like this watch is not really that comfortable to wear. Maybe it's because of the bracelet, and I've tried this one on a leather strap and it's much better, I assure you, but here on the bracelet it tends to be really flat. I don't have the biggest wrist in the world, but my wrists are average, and yeah, I can't really wear this one comfortably. You will see in the B-rolls it's apparent that it's a little bit too long. Maybe it's the lug to lug. The bracelet does not really curve at all, so yeah, it's not the most comfortable to wear on the bracelet, and the bracelet itself is not great. It's not unusable, but it's not great either. It's average. It's got polished middle link. It's not badly finished. It's just that, you know, the drill, press links, press clasp, hollow end links, hollow links. Yeah, it's the usual stuff with Casio bracelet. If you want, swap this one out for a leather strap. I feel like it's much better like that, so yeah, keep that in mind. The great thing about this watch is the dial. I guess the dial is really the selling point for this one. Having such a dial with such hands, such indices, at such a low price, to me is completely mind-blowing and game-changing, frankly. This watch is really cheap, okay? And when you think about all the process that has gone with making this dial, you seem like I can't understand how they pull this off, but they do. The dial is a sunburst dial. Yeah, it's a sunburst dial. We have applied indices. We have sword hands, which are amazing. The lume is only on the hand and it's pretty hideous. It's almost unusable. Doesn't make sense to have lume on a watch like this, but other than that, I feel like the hands are beautifully finished. The indices as well. The dial does really speak. It's got its own character. The second hands hits the markers perfectly. I have another Casio analog watch and it's the same thing with that one, so I guess that Casio can really be trusted with quality control. And yes, this dial is almost perfect. The only thing that bothers me a bit is these font in the water resistant 50 meters. I feel like it's something you can lose without any issue. You don't have a date, which is great for you know, it's a great design, nothing distracting you. So yeah, the dial is really the selling point, I guess, of a watch like this at such a low price. It's stupidly great. The case build is average for the price point. It's a vinyl case, so it's nothing too fancy, nothing spectacular. It's all polished, obviously. The bracelet is stainless steel though, because it's got brushed parts, and yeah, overall the build quality maybe is not as crazy as the dial, but it's serviceable, it's usable, it's great for the price point. So yeah, overall I feel like yeah, the build quality, even though it's not something mind-boggling, it's perfectly fine for the price point. Let's talk about that price point, shall we? This watch can be found on Amazon for 33 euros. At least that's what I paid for that one here in Italy. Maybe if you live in another country, you might have a different experience, but I have done my research on the internet and it seems like the price point is basically always the same, around 30, 35, maybe $40 somewhere. But yeah, even for 40, this is crazy quality. Crazy value for money, and this watch is really something great, something amazing. I am completely in love with this watch, even though I don't use this as much because it's not really that comfortable for me. So if you read 40 millimeters and you have a smaller wrist, maybe go for something else, because it doesn't really feel like a 40 millimeters watch. But if you have a bigger wrist, maybe go for this one because this is amazing. This is a great watch. I love it. It's got its own issues because the bracelet is not great. It's not the most comfortable watch ever. It's got mineral crystal, but can you really expect sapphire on the 30? The clasp is not great, but overall, if you swap this bracelet out for a leather strap, you've got really a winner. A great everyday watch, maybe for the office. It's quartz, so it's going to be always on time. You don't have to worry about it, and maybe during your work day you don't want to get to your more fancier automatic watches and you just want something to tell the time, maybe when you go at the office. So you get this one on wrist, you go out and then you come back home, you swap this one. It's not going to be an issue. It's quartz, so it's constantly running, it's constantly precise. So yeah, what I can say about this watch is that this is the epitome of the fact that even 100 euros watch is luxury, because if you can get this one for 30, you don't really need anything else, really. And if you get something else, it's just because you want that. So this is a great watch. I highly recommend this one. If you are on the fence of buying it, maybe keep into consideration your wrist size, because as I said, the dimensions don't really tell the whole story here. But other than that, if you are looking for a everyday watch, maybe a little bit dressier, something to rely on, because let's face it, Casio is the epitome of reliable. All of their watches are durable. This watch has been with me for a couple of weeks, doesn't have a mark on it. It seems like it's new. So yeah, this is my message. If you want a watch that's kind of dressier, you don't want to spend a lot of money, you like Casio as a brand, go for this one because you will not regret it. So guys, thank you very much for sticking to the end of the video. If you have, click like please, and subscribe to the channel if you like this style of video. Thank you again for reaching 100 subscribers last week. It was amazing. I was really happy. I am still very happy, on our way to 200 already. So keep subscribing, guys. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been watcharc. My name is Simone. I am a 22-year-old Italian broke watch enthusiast.